Tom Brady, aka the GOAT, is a sleepwalker. How do I know this? I know this because in the movie Sleepwalkers, his cousin Charles Brady and his auntie Mary Brady are sleepwalkers. You might be asking yourself, hey, what is a sleepwalker? Motion detected. All right, probably the wind. Who knows? But, anyways, um, a sleepwalker is a shape shifting vampiric creature, a shape shifting vampire. I know some vampires do shapeshift, but all of them don't shapeshift. Just like all vampires are not daywalkers. But anyways, but these type of vampires, they can move in day, all right? But they're shapeshifters. They're able to live because what they do is they suck and drain all the energy of youth from a person to the point that they shriveled up like a prune. All right. You're probably wondering, like, oh, is that how Tom Brady was able to play almost 20 years in the NFL and get all those Super Bowls and he never appears to age? The answer to that question is yes. Yes. Sorry to break the news to you. Now, if he was to go ask Tom Brady about this, he's going to deny it. And can you blame him? I would ex- I would expect him to deny. You think you? I mean, what do you think he would do if he admitted that? Then people are going to want to study on him and stuff. Now, if you no longer see any more videos from me, it's because that means Tom Brady put the word out that I know. And if my videos continue to go, that means that Tom Brady is thinking that, well, my channel doesn't have enough followers or enough listeners or subscribers for people to even believe me. But it is the truth. It is the truth. I'm not doing unnamed sources. Sleepwalkers, go watch the movie. But in this movie here, Charles Brady, him and his mom, Auntie Mary, they moved to California about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes from where Tom Brady grew up at. So they can be close to family because a lot of their kind became extinct. Now, what happens in this movie? Charles, what's the name of the young lady that he was interested in? Tanya Robertson. Yeah, I remember that. Tanya Robertson. You know, the actress who plays Tanya Robertson in here, Madchen Namik, her doppelganger is Haley on the originals. Go check that show out. But in this movie here, Tanya, see, she's intrigued by the new guy, Charles Brady. Probably because she see that, eventually his cousin is gonna be the GOAT. Another thing about with Charles Brady, Charles Brady looks a lot like Josh Allen. And it's all starting to make sense. Tom Brady, after he left the AFC East, who's been running the AFC East since Tom Brady left? Can you look that up for me? Josh Allen. That's his government name, Josh Allen. But his real name is Charles Brady. Yep, that's him. That's him, I'm telling you. But the only difference is Josh Allen has facial hair. Charles Brady can grow facial hair. The same person. But in this movie, Tanya Robinson seems like a typical love story. Fall in love with a new guy at school, and the new guy, he falls in love with the probably the prettiest chick at school or whatever, and you always wonder in this movie whether or not if Charles actually loved her or not, or if he just only wanted to use her for his mom, so his mom can generate youth, can get more youth before she dies. There are moments in this movie where it seems like Charles does care about Tanya more than his mother. But then what happens is the mother, she gets her claws into him, manipulating him. Instead of allowing him to move forward in his life to find love. And it seems like this is something that happens pretty often for him. And it's sad because, you know, most parents, you don't want your kids to be in a situation where they have to take care of you. You want your kids to be able to live a fulfilling life. But she doesn't want him to live a fulfilling life. She is worse than monster-in-law. Like, it's terrible. But the in this movie here, like, for me, normally I'm not a big fan of cats, but in this movie I was. Like, their nemesis are cats. cats can see right through them because they're shapeshifters. The cats are not shapeshifters, but the sleepwalkers, they're shapeshifters. It kind of reminds me of, if you ever watched the show Grimm. Um, um, when you watch the show Grimm, what it is that Nick, the character in Grimm, he possesses the power, the ability. He can be able to see people for who they truly are. So if somebody is a shapeshifter, when he looks at them, he can see that their true self is revealed. Their original self, how they originally look, is revealed. He can see behind that. Kind of reminds me also of the frailty of how Matthew McConaughey character, who was the God's hand killer, and his dad, if he touched people, he can see the demonic spirits that's inside you that you're hiding. And so that's why when God blessed him with the tools to kill you, he's not killing a human, you're killing a demon. But in this movie here, the cats, they can see that. They can see the BS. Can't fool them. You know, and it's a trip because in their true form, they look like big cats, the sleepwalkers. So that's awesome. Stephen King, I know I heard that Stephen King, this was the first script that he wrote where he didn't adapt from his book. So I always thought there was a Sleepwalkers book that was before the movie, but apparently it was a movie first. Now I'm wondering if they did a Sleepwalkers book. But and also interesting news, his wife had created an idea for a Sleepwalkers sequel where it revolved around, excuse me, a women's basketball team. So that sounds interesting. So I'm kind of, I want to see that happen, you know, because the WNBA begin to get more popular now. That'll be pretty intriguing to do. That'll be pretty a good idea to do. Yeah, so they should revisit that idea. But you know, like in this scene, one of my favorites, one of the most scariest scenes in this movie is when Charles and Tanya, they're at the picnic, and then that's when Tanya unfortunately sees Charles for his true self, and how he changed the form, how he changed his face and all of that stuff, and it was just very scary and creepy, kind of borderline comedic or whatever, but still scary and creepy. And the whole situation when he's driving in the car and the cop is looking at him, and he sees him changing back and forth because the cop, thank God, he has a cat. The cat name is Clovis. Clovis, all right. Clovis, to me in this movie, was like Thor, the German Shepherd, again in Bad Moon. And this one here, man, and it's like, hey, normally I don't rock with cats. I'm a dog person, but you know what? I can rock with Clovis. You know, only a few movies I can say where cats came to the self-defense of humans. And another one was Cat's Eye. Y'all remember Cat's Eye? Yeah, where that cat came back to save and help Drew Barrymore from that little troll with the little sword. But yeah, this movie here, this is, to me, this is one of Stephen King's better movies. Like, you know, this is my top 5 as far as Stephen King films. And there's a lot of them out there. But, you know, the whole transformation of it, the effects of it, I thought it was dope. When you look at it now, because it's a 1992 movie, you're like, okay, special effects seem outdated a bit or whatever, but you know, back then it looked dope, you know. But let's see. I thought Tanya's character, to me, her character went from like a weak, very just soft character to a very tough character. Kind of reminded me of like Carol on The Walking Dead a little bit. And you know, she grew up quick, but like, man, like, but this movie here, let me tell you something. The mom, Mary, like towards the end, where she went to Tanya's house because Tanya killed her son. Oh man, she went off on everybody. That was very, very scary, man. And I'm not gonna lie, the mom, she, after rewatching it, the mom, she kind of reminds me of like when you make Wanda Maximoff mad because they both redheads or whatever. She could be an older version of Wanda Maximoff by a few years. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is savage. This is savage, man. You know, they say there's no love like a mother's love. Well, I guess that's what they mean. All right. Yeah, don't cross a mom. Well, don't cross a mom who loves her kids or whatever on that. You know, 'cause you got some moms, they don't care. Some dads don't care. And you got a lot of dads who do care. But I like this movie, man. I like this movie. It doesn't get talked about enough. I wish it did get talked about enough, but hey, I'm here to talk about it. And in the link below, I'm gonna drop a link to an episode of my podcast I did a couple years ago where I go in further detail about Tom Brady and his relation to Charles Brady and Mary Brady. All right. You like movies, you like sports, that means you like me. Hit that like and subscribe button to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of 31 Nights of Halloween Movies. Check out Sleepwalkers, Do Need the Game podcast. Peace out.